Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, it's so great to have you. I'm Antoinette, a New Zealander living in Germany. I'm from a country which is famous for its undeniably beautiful landscape, its friendly, open, welcoming people, and its chilled, relaxed mentality. But New Zealand is actually known for something else which is not so great. Any of you who have visited New Zealand will know just how expensive New Zealand is. New Zealand is notorious for its very high food prices, and a lot of other things are very expensive in New Zealand. A lot of services and certain products are very, very expensive compared to other parts of the world. The other day somebody actually asked me, Antoinette, is there anything in Germany that's actually more expensive than in New Zealand? And I had to stop for a minute. And I was thinking, and I couldn't think of anything. And then last night I sat down and really thought about it, and quite a few things started popping into my mind, and I was jotting them down. And then this morning I sent a message to my friend Jess. She's a New Zealander living in Germany too. She lives not far at all from me, and she came up with some things that are more expensive in Germany than in New Zealand. Okay, so one of the things that is more expensive in Germany than in New Zealand is the overall price of drinks when you are going out to a restaurant or a cafe. Okay, so in New Zealand you can go to a restaurant and you do not have to pay anything for drinks the entire time you were there, because in New Zealand we drink tap water. It is totally normal to drink tap water at a restaurant. Restaurants will even bring a whole big jug of water to your table without even asking, and you know, it's free, it's tap water. In New Zealand, of course, you can order like Coke and Sprite and orange juice and alcohol and that kind of thing, but a lot of people just order water, tap water, because it's free and it's totally acceptable to drink the tap water. And so you're just paying for your meal and you can have water, which is, you know, it's just as good in New Zealand as the bottled water, if not better. Like, I think the tap water in New Zealand is amazing. In Germany, you can also probably order tap water, but no one does it, and I really think it would be considered kind of a little bit rude, a little bit kind of, I don't know, people would think it was a little bit odd. One thing I don't understand is, why do so many Germans not like drinking tap water? Like, it's considered gross, it's considered just, you just don't do it in Germany. Because I've heard that the quality of water throughout Germany, like most areas of Germany, have a really high quality of water. It can have a little bit of lime and that kind of thing in it, and you know, certain minerals that make the water quite hard, but apparently it's safe to drink. I've mentioned in other videos that the majority of Germans drink bubble water, you know, carbonated water, and stilles Wasser, like just regular water, is not really drunken as much in Germany. In New Zealand, that's the only water you can basically get. I remember years ago, a friend of mine from New Zealand was staying, and we went out to a restaurant and she ordered water, expecting to get a glass of tap water for free, and so she was brought a little tiny bottle of carbonated water. She was so confused. She was like, but I ordered water, and she thought water meant tap water, but no, not in Germany. She said, like, if I had known that I was going to have to pay for this drink, I would have ordered Coke or something else. So I don't know, I just found that kind of interesting. It's just a cultural difference, I guess, and you're definitely going to be paying more for drinks. Also, another thing is that in New Zealand it is really, really common to bring your own alcohol to the restaurant. So it's like BYO, they'll have that on the side of the restaurant, on the menu, which means bring your own alcohol with you. So you don't have to buy any alcohol when you're there. It's awesome. You can bring your own, buy it from the supermarket and bring it to the restaurant. This is like unheard of in Germany. I'm sure this doesn't happen. I don't know, I've never seen it in Germany. Okay guys, so something else that is so much more expensive in Germany than in New Zealand is getting your driver's license. And I haven't talked about this before on my channel, but I'm actually in the process right now of getting my German driver's license. And yes, I'm 34 years old. I'm probably the oldest person in history to not yet have a driver's license. I could probably make a whole video on the reasons why I've waited till now to get my driver's license, but I'm finally doing it. But guys, it is so expensive in Germany. In Germany, getting your driver's license is something taken extremely seriously, and so it should. It is a serious thing, it's serious business driving a car. So in Germany, to get your driver's license, your full driver's license, you will be paying anywhere from 1,500 euros to 3,000 euros to get your driver's license, which is very, very different to the price of a New Zealand driver's license. In New Zealand, you will be paying all up around 350 New Zealand dollars, which is about, what is that in euros? 210 euros, all up for your driver's license, which that is a huge price difference. Oh my goodness. But there's a huge difference in the way that Kiwis get their license and the way that Germans get their license. So this, I could make a whole video on this, but basically in Germany, you do your theory lessons, which is what I'm doing right now. I've already had to pay 500 euros so far to do my theory lessons and get the programs to like study for my theory test. And so that's 10 hours, around 10 hours worth of theory lessons in a classroom, which you have to do in Germany, which you don't have to do in New Zealand. You just have to study at home and then you take the test. In Germany, you have to do like professional driving lessons. In New Zealand, you can just learn to drive with anyone. You can learn with like your uncle, your sister, whoever has their license. A New Zealand driver's license can teach you how to drive. You don't have to take any professional lessons, which is kind of crazy, but it's you know what we do in New Zealand. So what is so expensive in Germany is the professional driving lessons that you're going to be getting. So you learn how to drive properly like a professional in Germany. In New Zealand, I don't know, they probably have some idiots driving on the roads in New Zealand. So it's complicated. You know, I probably should dedicate a whole video to driving, getting your driver's license in Germany. I think I will do that, but it's a lot more expensive. And to me, honestly, it's so hard for me to have to fork out all of that money to get my driver's license when I know that I could just easily just get the driver's license super cheap in New Zealand. And I was so close to completing my driver's license in New Zealand before I came to Germany. I worked out that it would probably be cheaper for me to fly to New Zealand, buy my return tickets to New Zealand and sit my driver's license in New Zealand. It would work out so much cheaper, like with the tickets, paying for the whole license, everything, than doing my license here in Germany. And so it's like, oh my goodness. But I know in Germany I will be getting proper professional lessons. I will be super confident when it comes to driving. You know, when I get my license, I will know that I am ready to get my driver's license and I will feel, you know, really safe on the road. You know, in New Zealand, you have to be good to pass your driver's license test, but you're definitely not getting that practice and those professional lessons that you would be getting in Germany. Okay, so another thing that is so much more expensive in Germany than in New Zealand is the price of children's school bags. And I know this sounds really random, but this is on my radar at the moment because my little girl Amelia, she's 6, she will be starting school in Germany really soon, and we've had to buy her very first school bag. Oh my gosh guys, this was a huge eye-opener for me. I had no idea how serious the school bag situation was here in Germany. Now, when I'm talking about a school bag, German school bags are very different to New Zealand school bags. I'm going to insert a picture, but the German school bags are a lot sturdier, a lot better quality. They are huge. They are so much bigger than the New Zealand style school bags, and they are designed so that children can carry all of their books and the weight is like evenly distributed, and so they're super comfortable for the kids. They're not very heavy and they are just very sturdy and really good quality. And the bags in New Zealand are just kind of regular backpacks. They're not really a big deal at all, and they're definitely not as expensive. Okay, so it was time to get Amelia a school bag, and so I went online, I googled a few things, and a list came up with the top school bags and why it's important to get your kid a really good quality school bag in Germany. The German kids, they don't have lockers or anything, so they carry a lot of their books around. So all the school bags on this list were between 150 euros and like 260 euros. And so Amelia had her heart set on the school bag that was 240 euros, and I just said to Rob, I'm sorry, like I can't do that. I cannot spend 250 euros on my child's school bag. And so we had to think about it. We wanted to get her a good quality school bag, and this is going to sound super mean, but what I did is I looked on eBay. I googled this particular school bag, this exact same school bag, and it came up with a whole lot of secondhand school bags, the same but secondhand. So we found one that was in like mint condition, almost perfect condition, for less than half the price, and we got that for Amelia. Secondhand school bag for her first, you know, year at school. You know, it sounds mean, but To be honest, Amelia was thrilled. She was absolutely over the moon. She loves her new school bag. We explained to Amelia that it is so much more environmentally friendly to be buying secondhand products, and this bag is still really awesome and it's almost new, and she was just thrilled. She loves her school bag. So it was a win-win situation. But guys, do you find that expensive? Like over 200 euros for a kid's school bag? Maybe in Germany it's not considered expensive. In New Zealand that is like insanity. Another thing that I noticed last time I was in New Zealand, and my friend Jess actually brought this up, is the fact that New Zealand in the last, I want to say like, I don't know, 5 to 10 years have been importing so many cheap products from China. These are kind of like knick-knack type things, like, I don't know, plasticky kids toys and homeware products like pots and pans and brooms and like stationery products and things like that have become super inexpensive in New Zealand. If you go to the big shops in New Zealand like the Warehouse or Kmart, they have so many really inexpensive, very cute kids clothes, adults clothes, and these are all imported from China. I have no idea how ethical they are. They are very cheaply made and the prices are just super low. I don't remember this when I was a kid. I think this is a very recent thing in New Zealand. They have just been importing so many of these Chinese products to New Zealand lately, and I don't think it's a good thing. I really don't. Of course, people are getting really cheap products but not great quality. There's also so many shops in New Zealand, like the 123 shop and the $2 shop. I don't know if that even still exists, but shops like that in New Zealand have very cheap, rubbish, plasticky products that are sold for next to nothing. And I noticed so many of these shops popping up last time I was in New Zealand. There were just so many everywhere. In Germany you don't see these kind of shops very much. There's a couple of shops like Teddy and I think like the €1 shop in Germany, and I think in the €1 shop most of the products are actually made in Germany anyway. So there's just not a lot of this mass importing from China in Germany, not as much as in New Zealand. In Germany there's a lot of products that are like made in Germany, super great quality, still quite reasonable prices, but not super cheap. But in New Zealand it's either super expensive, like made in New Zealand, or you even see like made in Germany products in New Zealand which are really expensive, and then there's these super cheap Chinese products. So I don't know. So here's an example of the super cheap Chinese imported products in New Zealand. This is a doll. It belongs to my little girl Amelia, and it was a gift from somebody in New Zealand when we were there last. I think it was like $2 or $3 from Kmart, and she got a whole lot of these dolls. Like, they're not bad quality, they're not too bad at all. So it's like a generic brand, it's not like Barbie or anything like that. And she's had it for years now and she loves it. It was just super cheap. Like there's no way you could get a Barbie doll for $2 or $3, and this is what this cost. And I don't know, we just have so many products like this in New Zealand. And another thing to add to the list of things that are more expensive in Germany than in New Zealand is Manuka products. For those of you who don't know what Manuka is, it's actually honey which is made in New Zealand, and what makes Manuka honey so special and more expensive than other types of honey is the fact that Manuka honey has a lot of healing properties, a lot of anti-aging properties, so it is used in a lot of beauty products and things like that. And so to buy pure Manuka honey in Germany, I don't know how much it is, but it is probably double the price of buying it in New Zealand. And any beauty products that have Manuka honey written on the packaging in Germany, they're going to be very expensive. You're going to be paying a lot of money for these products, and in New Zealand they are quite expensive but definitely not as expensive. So Manuka honey in Germany, it's like a delicacy. It's very expensive. So whenever I go back to New Zealand I will always bring Manuka honey to Germany with me, and I will give it to my mother-in-law. She loves Manuka honey, and so that's one thing that is so much less expensive in New Zealand than in Germany. So anyway guys, that's all I've got for this list. I'm sure there's a lot of other things that are more expensive in Germany than in New Zealand. I just couldn't think of anything else. So if any of you are from Germany and you visited New Zealand, or vice versa, did you notice anything in New Zealand being cheaper than in Germany? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love you to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I post lots of photos of my life and my adventures here in Germany and beyond, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!